Friends, we all face tough times. Sometimes life feels overwhelming. King David felt this way too. He wrote Psalm 38 from a place of hurt. He was dealing with sickness and sadness. He felt the heavy weight of his mistakes. This psalm is his honest prayer to God. It shows us it is okay to be real with God. Psalm 38 is a powerful song of distress. David pours out his heart completely. He does not hide his pain or his guilt. He knows he needs God's help. This ancient prayer still speaks to us today. Many of us carry burdens just like David. We might feel the sting of past choices. We might feel alone in our suffering, but God is always listening, always near. He wants to lift us up. Even in his darkest hour, David looks to God. He believes God can bring healing and forgiveness. No matter how far we think we have fallen, God's love can reach us. So let us explore Psalm 38 together. We can learn how to face our own guilt. We can find strength in God's presence. In Psalm 38, David describes terrible physical pain. He says, "Your arrows have pierced me." He feels God's hand heavy upon him. His body is weak and full of suffering. He says there is no health in his body. His bones have no soundness because of his sin. This shows how deeply his mistakes affected him. It was not just his spirit that was hurting. His whole being felt the impact. Sometimes our inner turmoil shows on the outside. David talks about his wounds being foul. He says they are festering. This is a strong picture of his suffering. He feels bent and bowed down greatly. He goes mourning all the day long. His body is filled with a burning pain. There is no soundness in his flesh. This kind of deep, constant pain is hard to bear. David was honest about how bad he felt. This physical suffering was linked to his spirit. He knew his sin had played a part. Our emotional and spiritual health can affect our bodies. Stress and guilt can make us physically unwell. God understands our physical pain. He is the great physician, the ultimate healer. Beyond the physical pain, David felt deep emotional anguish. He cried out, "My iniquities have gone over my head." He said they were like a heavy burden, too heavy for him to bear alone. This is the crushing weight of guilt. It can make us feel like we are drowning. It can steal our peace and our joy. David was honest about this terrible feeling. He did not try to hide his shame. He knew he needed help from a higher power. David also felt a profound sense of sorrow. He said, "My heart pants, my strength fails me, even the light of his eyes was gone." This shows the depth of his despair. Sin can separate us from God's light. It can leave us feeling lost in darkness. David felt this separation keenly. His spirit was broken and contrite. He longed to feel close to God again. The emotional pain David experienced was intense. He spoke of his foolishness and his groaning. His soul was troubled and restless. This kind of inner turmoil is exhausting. David did not pretend everything was okay. God wants us to be honest with him. Guilt is a powerful emotion, my friends. It can feel like a heavy cloak, a cloak that you cannot seem to take off. It weighs you down day after day. It makes your steps slow and heavy. It whispers that you are not worthy. It tries to keep you stuck in the past. But God did not design you to live this way. He wants you to walk in freedom and light. He wants to lift that heavy cloak from you. This burden of guilt, as David described, it is too heavy to bear. Think about carrying a backpack full of rocks. Every step would be a struggle. That is what unaddressed guilt does to your spirit. It drains your energy and your hope. It can affect your relationships and your work. It can even make you physically sick. It is a constant reminder of past failings. But you do not have to keep carrying those rocks. Understanding guilt is the first step. It is a signal that something is wrong. It tells us we have gone against our values. God's desire is to restore you. Section 5, the silence of friends, feeling alone in our struggles. David felt a deep sense of isolation in his suffering. He said, "My loved ones and my friends stand aloof." They stood far off from his plague. His kinsmen also stood at a distance. This must have been incredibly painful, to feel sick and burdened by guilt, and then to feel abandoned by those you trust. It adds another layer of sorrow. When we are struggling, we need support. We need to know we are not alone. Sometimes, when we are dealing with guilt, we might push people away ourselves. Shame can make us want to hide. We fear judgment or rejection. Or like David, we might find that others withdraw. Perhaps they do not understand our pain. Maybe they are uncomfortable with our struggle. Whatever the reason, this loneliness is hard. It can make the burden feel even heavier. It can make us feel like no one cares. This experience of isolation is common today. Many people suffer in silence with their guilt. They put on a brave face for the world, but inside they are hurting deeply. Section 6. Turning towards the light, the first step to healing. The journey out of guilt begins with a single step. That step is turning towards the light. It means acknowledging our need for help. It means being honest with ourselves and with God. David, in his deep distress, did just this. He did not try to hide his sin any longer. He confessed, "I will declare my iniquity." He said, "I will be in anguish over my sin." This honesty is crucial for healing. It opens the door for God to work in our lives. It takes courage to face our mistakes. It is easier to ignore them or blame others. But true freedom comes when we take responsibility, when we admit where we have gone wrong. This is not about beating ourselves up. It's about being truthful and humble. It is about saying, "God, I need you. I cannot fix this on my own." This vulnerability is a sign of strength. It shows we are ready for a change. When we turn towards God, we turn towards hope. He is the source of all light and all healing. He does not meet our confession with anger. He meets us with compassion and understanding. Section 7. Seeking God's mercy, the path to forgiveness. Once David acknowledged his sin, he sought God's mercy. He prayed, "Do not forsake me, O Lord, O my God, be not far from me." He pleaded, "Make haste to help me, O Lord, my salvation." This is the cry of a heart desperate for forgiveness. David knew that only God could truly cleanse him. Only God could restore his relationship with him. He threw himself completely on God's mercy. We too must seek God's forgiveness with all our hearts. God's mercy is vast and unending. It is greater than any sin we have committed. The Bible tells us he is slow to anger and rich in love. He does not want to condemn us. He wants to forgive us and set us free. When we come to him with a repentant heart, he is faithful and just to forgive our sins and to purify us from all unrighteousness. This is his promise to us, his beloved children. Seeking God's mercy involves humility. It means recognizing we do not deserve forgiveness, but we ask for it because of God's great love. It means letting go of our pride and accepting his grace as a free gift. This can be hard for some people. We want to earn our way back. But God's forgiveness cannot be earned. It can only be received with gratitude. It is a testament to his incredible goodness. Section 8. Practical steps to overcoming guilt, making amends, and moving forward. Seeking God's forgiveness is vital, my friends, but sometimes we also need to take practical steps. These steps help us make amends and move forward. If our actions have hurt others, we should humbly ask for their forgiveness. This can be difficult and requires courage, but it is an important part of the healing process. It shows we are serious about making things right. It can help restore broken relationships and bring peace. Making restitution, if possible, is another step. Try to repair the damage we caused. If you took something, try to return it or replace it. If you broke a promise, try to fulfill it. This is not about buying forgiveness. It is about demonstrating genuine remorse. It shows we understand the impact of our actions. Learning from our mistakes is also key. Guilt can be a harsh teacher. Ask yourself, what led to this mistake? What can I do differently next time? Use the experience to grow in wisdom and character. Do not let past failures define your future. Instead, let them refine you. Let them make you stronger and more compassionate. God can turn any mistake into a message. Section 9. Real stories of redemption, finding freedom from guilt. Let me share a story about a man named Mark. Mark carried guilt for many years. He had made some poor business decisions. These decisions hurt his partners and his family. He felt like a failure day in and day out. The shame was a constant companion. He tried to ignore it, but it was always there. One day he heard a message about God's forgiveness. He realized he did not have to live this way. He decided to seek God with all his heart. Mark began to pray, just like David. He poured out his guilt and his regrets to God. He asked God for forgiveness and strength. Slowly he started to feel a shift in his spirit. He then found the courage to talk to his former partners. He apologized sincerely for his mistakes. He worked out a plan to repay what he could. It was not easy, but it was freeing. His family saw the change in him. He was lighter, more peaceful, and full of hope. Consider Sarah, who struggled with guilt over past words. She had spoken harshly to a close friend. Their friendship had ended because of it. Years passed, but Sarah could not forget. Section 10, a future filled with hope, embracing God's grace. Friends, Psalm 38 starts with pain and guilt, but it points us towards a future filled with hope. David, even in his deepest despair, held on to God. He trusted in God's salvation. This is the key for us too. No matter what you have done or what you are facing, God's grace is available to you right now. He wants to lift your burdens and heal your heart. He wants to give you a fresh start, a future free from the chains of guilt. Embracing God's grace means accepting his forgiveness. It means believing that you are truly cleansed. It means seeing yourself as God sees you, not as a failure, but as his beloved child, redeemed, restored, and made new. This is not just wishful thinking. This is the truth of God's amazing love. When you embrace this truth, your life will change. You will walk with a new confidence and joy. You will live with purpose and passion. Do not let the enemy lie to you. Do not let him tell you that you are beyond hope or that your mistakes are too great for God. That is simply not true.